gonna have a great time doing it. So we're gonna wait for our gauge. I got it where I wanted at 35 psi. Now this may be a little high. Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Defiant Jeep. Today is actually pretty exciting for me. It's been a long time waiting, of course, with the current economic finances and other fun stuff, but we're finally going to be able to unbox the 4-inch lift kit that I had selected for Defiant. Now, you've probably seen Defiant in other videos of mine, where Defiant's got, you know, the knobby tires and the nice wheels, but it's still standing stock. It's factory height. I've done nothing to the suspension whatsoever, and I take that little beast everywhere. So today I'm going to go ahead and unbox what I've chosen. Now, before I get started on that, let me just make a comment that I have been hot rodding and off-roading for quite a long time, and my familiarity with parts goes beyond the name brand. You know, like what kind of steel, the thickness, what the specs are. That's what I really look at. That in my consideration of price, which I'm not trying to be cheap about it, but I'm trying to be affordable. So I have selected to go with Rough Country. Now, most people have a negative outlook on Rough Country. It's from whatever they heard from a friend of theirs, who heard it from a friend, who heard it from a friend. But what's the reliable source? What's the research that's been done? Who's really backtracked all this fun stuff? If anybody knows anything about Rough Country, it's a company based out of Tennessee. They've been around since, I think, like 1975, and they started off building shocks, just like everybody else does. By the time the 80s come around, a decade later, they started to get into the suspension game. And yeah, they mostly catered with leaf spring suspensions in the beginning. And, you know, and as time goes on, you know, their technologies evolve like everybody else. So that being said, I'm not going with the expensive brands like FabTech or Rock Crawler or Metal Cloak, which I think is a fantastic brand. You know, I'm not knocking down brands here in any way. I'm just trying to make mine affordable so I can do as much as I can with what I have. So with the Rough Country, I decided to go with the 4-inch, what they call the X series kit. It is not a long arm kit. It's more like a stock control arm replacement kit with taller springs, of course. So let's go ahead and start unboxing. Let's see what we got here. All right, so right here we have the biggest box that came in the package, and you have 2 rear springs and 2 front springs. Now these things are sick. I mean, they're pretty tall. They're nicely gauged. The only thing that I can tell you about this, that the ride may be a little stiffer, because I'm not looking for that Cadillac ride. If I wanted a Cadillac, I'd have bought a Cadillac. Okay? So, and my comment comes from, if you look at these springs here, look at the distance between the coils, you can see that it's all one rate. They're not dual rate or tri-rate springs. So at any given speed or RPM of the vehicle, it's going to have the same tension going up and down. It's not going to change between speeds or acceleration, deceleration, that kind of thing. But keep in mind, the company is Rough Country. It's not Cadillac Country, okay? So I'm still happy with this. I'm still going to give them a shot. So let's go put that down. Put this guy here. Now, this box, as part of this particular part number box, also come with these 2 front shock relocation brackets. What they're going to do is the top of the shock, if you're mounting or looking at your shocks from, let's say, the front point of view, where the bottom of the shock is mounted towards the bottom frame, and the front one is kind of angled like that. So what this bracket's going to do is, as you bolt it in, you're going to straighten up that shock. Make it a little bit more perpendicular, up and down. That should be able to help your ride in the front. What else do we got here? It came with 2 new, longer rear end links. Put that down. And what else does this box come with? A brand new rear track bar bracket, which is totally adjustable for the 2.5, 4-inch, and 6-inch lift. All right, so this is that same bracket used for several different kits. They come from Rough Country, and of course it comes with all the hardware needed. If I can get this guy in a box, that'd be awesome. Unless I'm a total Riri, but you know, it happens. Alrighty, that's it for this box right here. Let's go ahead and put these little fellas back super quick. Let's get on to the next little package here. All right, with that, and of course it comes with all the instructions needed. Now, most of us that are mechanically inclined, this should not be a hard job. Honestly, a full lift like this shouldn't take you but a couple hours. I mean, if you're just talking about springs and control arms with additional brackets, depending on how much help you have. Honestly, most shops, the pay rate for doing a complete suspension lift is about 8 hours. I know you can do it less than that. I know I can do it in less time than that. I'm going to be recording, for the most part, all of it, so it's going to take me around the 8 hours or more between breaks and all kinds of neat stuff. Actually, let's leave that open for a second. Let's see what's in this here box here. Alrighty, so let's take out the packaging. Let's take out this first little guy right here. This is wonderful. These are some kind of very flexible joint. I don't know what they're called. I know they're not Heims or Clevis or Johnny's, anything like that. It's a really neat flexible joint. It does come with a Zerk fitting, so you can grease them every 3,000 miles. And the thickness or the girth, whatever the diameter or circumference, whatever the right term you want to use, is actually pretty big. I'm going to say, I don't know, inch and a half, maybe, I don't know, inch and a quarter, I'm not sure. But this box has 2 of them. Okay. Let's see what's in the next box over here. This box has 2 more. So at this point, I believe we're talking about uppers and lowers. And this box is the rear control arms. Let's see what's in here. Okay, so we first come out with these. These 2 plates are for the rear. Looks like this whole box is for the rear. Now, what these plates do is they will angle correct the rear leaf spring. Now, let's talk about that for a second. This is going to be brief. When you lift your vehicle, you're going from this state to this state. What's going to happen to your axle is as you lift, axle is going to twist. Right? Because you still want to keep in line with the drive shaft. And we're going to talk about the drive shaft later on in this video. So as you twist the rear axle, the mounting position of the spring is going to relocate. So what's going to happen to your spring is if you mount it, instead of being straight, the bottom's going to get all twisted. So the spring rate may change. You're going to bind the coils, and you don't want to do that. You don't want every coil rung to come in contact with one another. That's actually bad for the spring. They can actually break, and then you'll be in a world of hurt. Your day will definitely get ruined. You know, it's probably not worth taking that chance. So go ahead and install the angle correction bracket for the rear coil springs. All right. So now, looks like we got 2 types of tie rod joints over here, and what this is, new front adjustable end links. Now, I didn't take them out of the package yet, and I do apologize for the bad view of these. In fact, let me see if I give you a better shot. That's what we're looking at here, and of course the rest of them, and they do come with all the hardware. I did not take these out of the package because I'm actually not ready to install this kit yet. I've got several other projects I want to finish first so that I can dedicate all of my time to this one kit right here. And of course, it also comes with front and rear brake lines. These are longer brake lines specifically meant for the 4-inch, let's say JK4 to 6-inch. So if you're using the 4 or 6-inch kit, you can run these brake lines without any issue, no binding. It eliminates the need for those lowering brackets that are more common. I know they are lesser expensive, but I got two advantages on this one right here. One, it's longer, so it's going to be a better fit. Two, the stainless steel braided brake lines. So they're actually going to be stronger, and my brake response is going to be better. And this is proven. I don't know how scientific it is over there, but I've got other off-road buddies that have done this already, and even they've commented that with the stainless steel braided brake lines, their brake response is better. And like me, they are also running the Power Stop. What is it, Z34 kit, which is the drilled and slotted brake rotors with carbon pads. So, I mean, right now I'm stopping great. With these stainless steel braided brake lines, we'll be stopping better. Alrighty, I'll just throw these back in here real quick. And what else we got going on here in this magic school bus kind of box? Alrighty, so now, okay, so we have, still on the rear, woo, that was a tight fit on that cardboard box. We're looking at upper and lower control arms, so if I can get this guy out of here, it'd be awesome. Thought we should talk to quality control about their boxes. So, I'll just do one of each, just so that we can get an idea what they look like. Feel like a shake weighty over there. Alrighty. Now, the upper and lowers on one side have what appear to be, let me come around, let me get you a close look here, factory style bushings. Alright, these are not bad. Yeah, they don't flex as much as the other type of joint, but these factory style are easily replaceable. They are pressed in, and this is something you can pick up at a local parts house if you need to replace the bushings. You don't have to special order them. I hope that your buddy that works at an off-road speed shop has got some in stock, you know, something like that. I wouldn't sweat too much about. These are actually made of a very dense rubber compound. They'll last quite a long time depending on how much you abuse it. Those of you that follow me, I'm not a rock crawler. I don't intend to abuse them like that. I'm not ready for that stage yet. I love camping, I love overlanding, I love trail riding. So that's what the intention of this is right here. Overlanding, trail riding, and camping. So of course, how did I put these on? You got two of each, upper and lower. I'm gonna believe this is the upper, and the one with the bend is the lower. I'm not 100% sure, but like most good installers, I'm gonna read the instructions first before I put these on. All right, where's my boxes? Oh, I'll get to those in a moment. All right, what else we got here? I did the springs, something else right here. Let's go ahead and make a little space on this table so we can show you more stuff. Alrighty, now that we got some of the parts out of the way, let's take a look at a few more items over here. I'm going to start with this center box. This center box, it is the front control arms. They also come with that very flexible type of bushing. In fact, I probably didn't show it to you earlier. Let me give you a better look. Very flexible style bushing over here. They do have Zerk fittings, so they're easily greasable, again, every 3,000 miles. The front is not as thick as the rear, but they're definitely a whole lot better, in my opinion, to the ones for the front. One being since these joints are a lot more flexible, they're greasable, and they're adjustable. And that's the key point right there. Let's take a look at that control arm. Okay, so this really looks to be the lower one. This is the mounting bracket for the bushing on the axle itself. So that's going to go like this. The adjustable one is going to go on this side, and of course, by recommendation and safety's sake, make sure the Zerk fitting or the grease fitting is always pointed upward. Alrighty, and that's just one of them. Let's just put that down for a second. I'm not going to box it just yet. Let's take a look at another one. This is going to be the same thing of the other lower I just showed you. Let's take a look at one of the uppers for the front. Now it's going to have, okay, so we got 4 of these very flexible bushing type joints here. We got 4 of these, good. And Okay, the upper, the arm with a bend, is going to have a very similar factory type bushing. Yeah, I'm squeezing on it. It is a rubber type, but something very accessible at your local parts house. Something that you can go ahead and replace on your own, press it in. Again, without having a special order, without having to depend on a special buddy of yours who may have one in stock or not. You know, just go to the parts house, get the regular type. And yeah, don't get me wrong, just like you guys, I've turned wrenches in my life. I understand that sometimes it can be a pain in the backside to want to do all these repairs, but when your Jeep breaks, you're gonna have to fix it anyway. You know, I'm not trying to make that a scapegoat of any kind. You know, that's like my go-to excuse. It's not. But you know, one way or another, you know, it's nice to know that you have parts you can actually have accessible to you, regardless that it's the OE rubber type or a Heim joint, a Johnny joint, very flexible, whatever this kind of joint is called, you know. But it's all good. And like I said, Rough Country's been around for a long time, since 1975. American company, made in the USA, right out of Tennessee. And you know, I'm all about buying U.S. parts, man. I don't swing too much on buying stuff that's Chinese. You know, they take too long to get here. You know, I question the quality sometimes. You know, but you know, I got nothing wrong with a company that's made in the USA. I'm definitely loyal to USA made parts. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and to the next bar over here. This box is the front and rear shocks. Nothing spectacular about the shocks. You got 4 of these, 2 front, 2 rear. They are just the shops, and the housing themselves are just longer to made fit for the lift kit. So we're gonna make real short progress of that box. What do we got here? Alrighty, this box is nice. So now, this one, you actually have, what's this, adjustable track bar, I believe it is. Okay, so this is your front bar. You know, you've seen this many, many times. It's very girthy, very much thick and heavier duty than the front or the original one, but it has this adjustable sleeve. So this is, you can actually make your adjustments. Now this is one of those items that you're gonna want to bolt on with all wheels on the ground. Line it up, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna be able to use this adjustment right here to center the axle to the vehicle. Which is very, very nice. It's going to help your drivability. Won't keep you from swinging around, I guess. But definitely an advantage, especially to how thick it is. Oh my God, it is like super heavy. I ain't going to lie, I'm not one of them young men like you. My shoulders can't take this anymore. But definitely a nice part, heavy duty. It'll last a long time, and they're not that expensive. If you need to replace this arm right here, I think they're like $135. It's not bad at all. Mine came with the kit, but if I ever need a replacement one, I know where to go. I mean, and most vendors sell these, whether it be Rough Country or Terraflex or whatever brand is sold, like Quadratec. You know, everybody's got one, similar or other designs of adjustability. There are those that they are adjustable, but then you have to disconnect it, swing the tie rod out of it, and then, you know, make your measurements, then bolt it back together. This one with the sleeve is a whole lot easier. You just loosen it, adjust your sleeve, tighten it up, you're done. You don't have to dismount anything. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go ahead and make a little bit more space on this table. Got a few more items to show you to complete our unboxing. Alrighty, we're almost done with our section here on parts. Now, what I've shown you earlier was pretty much the basic kit. Everything that came with that particular order for the X Series kit. As complete as that kit is, it's not complete enough for me. So I decided to go another step further with a few more items. I am going to start with this one right here. Now, this was a gift. This came to me from Brian from Dirt Monkey. He actually let me have this since he knew I was going in the Rough Country direction. He went ahead and got me a dual steering stabilizer kit. It comes with all the appropriate brackets. It comes with this really neat bracket right here. I love this bracket. It's very nice. I like the laser cutting on it. But it's pretty much the center bracket. for these stabilizers, where if they'll actually bolt onto the back one end, and of course the other end on the tie rods or wherever they go. I haven't read the instructions yet. But a very nice complete kit. This is actually very attractive. I don't know why I like it so much. It just looks very pretty to me. And of course it does come with all the hardware for a dual stabilizer kit. The only thing that this one does not have is the stickers, because I already peeled them out and I got them upstairs right now, waiting in the drawer until I find a good spot to put stickers on, as far as the stabilizer shocks go. Very nice assemble there. I've seen many different shots of this. So it's attractive. It makes it look very symmetrical on both sides of the vehicle, and of course it helps stabilize, your tires at the same time, so you don't feel like every bump in the road or whatever it would be. Additionally, complementing this kit, I went ahead and I ordered myself the 2 longer drive shafts for this kit. Now, drive shafts is not something that actually comes with the kit. I don't think it comes with any kit. To me, I believe it is recommended. I would definitely make it so, because as you lift your vehicle and start to drive around and flex, these particular drive shafts are telescopic. See that? What they're going to do is they're going to go, of course, in and out as you flex your vehicle. They come with, if you're counting all the U-joints, about 1, 2, 3, 6 greasable points, which is good. They prolong the life of these things by greasing them every 3,000 miles. And then they also come with, there we go, the yokes for the drive shaft. Now the yokes in this particular case is because we are walking away from the CV style drive shaft and changing it to the U-joint style drive shaft, which these are, I believe, they're 1310s. They're not 1350s. 1310's fine. As I mentioned earlier, I'm an overlander, I'm a trail rider, I'm a camper. I don't do any rock crawling, so I don't believe at this time I'm going to need 1350s. But like I said, I'm going to give it every shot I can. Give it the opportunity to prove me right, prove me wrong. I don't know. If I need 1350s, I'll upgrade later. It's all good. Let me see what else. All the hardware needs, all good stuff. Oh yes, and one more thing I'd like to mention, aside of them being telescopic, these are also double cardan joints right here. You actually have 2 U-joints here in the front and 1 in the rear. So this actually also help with the angles. Like I was meant to talk about angles earlier with the springs, and you want to definitely keep your axle or your differential in line with the drive shaft, and that's definitely going to make the transition a whole lot smoother. That's for sure. Let me go and wrap this up and put it back in the box. Just that will do, donkey. That will do. Yeah, this is gonna get. Let's just be careful so I don't pop the caps off of the U-joints there. That would really ruin my day. Have all those needle bearings flying around everywhere. I would be mad, like so mad. All right. I'm gonna get this little box out of the way here so I can show you a few more goodies. And I really mean goodies. Okay, so let's just put that down. I'll leave that box there. All right, so now these are just additional rough country parts that I went ahead and I ordered. This one right here is the front drive shaft. I ordered both the front and rear, but of course with its auto part shortage going on, and as an economical item, the rough country drive shaft sells very well. I mean, they're constantly in and out of stock. And when I've been checking on them, they've been restocking several times, and it's for real. It's nothing that they're posting on the website to keep me pacified. They really do. I mean, they have it, then it's posted, then they sell out. They got to order more, and I get it. So I'm still waiting on my orders in. I'm just waiting for a restock. Which was today? What was today? I don't know. 15th, I think, maybe. I don't know. Supposedly I got a ship date of the 20th because their website said they're restocking right now. We'll take a look, which is okay. I got time. I'm not in a hurry. I'd love to get this installed right away or as fast as I can. But as I mentioned, I've got other projects I'm waiting on. I want to clear off my my clipboard before I start this one. And there is that time in the middle of June to the middle of July where I'm actually taking a month off of work so I can dedicate to this one project and get it all done one time. Alrighty, so now we're going to move forward here. We're going to step away from rough country. We're going to talk about other brands for a second. I have a couple other items here, a few more items. Actually, I lied. Let me talk about rough country one more time. To complement this kit, I have on my own purchased exhaust extensions. These extensions are going to be necessary because after you lift your vehicle, there is a boot on your factory drive shaft that's going to come extremely close to your exhaust, and it's going to burn and melt, and this is just going to be horrible. These extensions help eliminate that. And even though I'm going with an aftermarket drive shaft, it's still a good idea to put some distance between the exhaust and the drive shaft so it doesn't all bind up here. Another neat little item from rough country is these lower rear bump stops. Now you can use them like this for the 2.5 inch up to 3 inch kit, or you can mount them like this for the 4 to 6 inch kit. Actually, my numbers may be off. Up to 4 inches here, 5/8 inch lift there. That's it. That's it. So you mount it like this for up to 4 inches. Mount it like this for 5 and 6 inch lifts. And these are actually going to help with the bump stops with the lift kit. And for the front, out of this box, we went Terraflex. Now these are neat. They are such a cool little item. Now what these are brake line standoffs. This part right here, you actually bolt it for where the lower shock mount is, and this standoff, you put your brake line through here and your ABS line through there, and with zip ties you just tie it together and keep it all neat. And of course there's a very specific way to adjust them to make sure that they don't pull on your brake lines, and I'm going to show you that during the installation. But these are super. They weren't that expensive and they're very attractive. As far as Terraflex goes, I've only seen 2 models. This particular type for the JK, and then they also have a universal one. I'm just happy that this is very specific to my vehicle. Alrighty. So I think now I'm done with all the rough country stuff. So now I put that down. Let's talk Terraflex for a moment. Now Terraflex, of course there's Terraflex brake standoffs there, but since I mentioned the rough country lower bump stops for the rear, as far as Terraflex, I got the ones for the front. Now we're going to go ahead and mount these. These are the tallest ones they had. These are for 2.5 inch, which is good enough for me. I know I'm going 4 inches, but these are 2.5 inch taller than the factory pad. These are super easy. It's just got a hole in the middle, so I'm just going to center them. You're going to drill a hole, and they do come with self-tapping screws. So these are going to be super easy to get all set up and mount together. Alright, so we got front bump stop lowers out of the way. What else have we got here? Alrighty, this is kind of neat. Alright, so now, we talked about brands earlier. If anyone is familiar with JKS, fantastic brand. They have this super fully removable front end link. And I went with that design. So instead of using the ones that came with the rough country kit, I elected to go with these. The difference is the one that came with the rough country kit, one of the ends does look like a tie rod. So if you can just imagine that it's going to be permanently mounted, and when you dismount your end link, you're going to have to swing it out of the way and hang it on something. This particular type right here, I'm going to completely remove it to totally free up my anti-sway bar. So with these totally removed out of the way, I'm just going to tie up the sway bar, call it a day. Very neat, also greasable. Got 2 Zerk fittings, top and bottom, and rule of thumb on these, make sure that the Zerk fittings are facing the front of the vehicle. Alright, super cool. And that's how you're going to keep these lasting for as long as you can. Just keep them greased every 3,000 miles. Let's go ahead and put this guy down. There you go. Box that, keep that out of the way, and put that down. And of course, now we're going to metal cloak. Metal cloak. In a previous video, you may have seen me install rear upper bushings. Those are the polyurethane ones. You know, they were nice at the time, but now, as I keep on driving the vehicle, I'm like, okay, you know, it's like I can feel every time it jounces, every time it makes contact. There's no cushion. Even though it's polyurethane, it still feels very solid. And you can hear the thump. But and sometimes you may think, hey, what did I hit? But that's not the case. It's just very solid. We're going to go ahead and remove those. And I went ahead and I ordered the Metal Cloak DuraSpring. Now, these are fantastic items over here. They're definitely taller or longer than the factory ones. They are some kind of microcellular. Oh wow, they're like super dense. Oh, I can't even squeeze them. They are a microcellular technology design, which easily installed. What I'm going to do is I am going to spray around the perimeter here some white lithium grease to help lube up the area after I clean up the bucket that they go into. Just bang them in. Hopefully with a rubber mallet, we'll get them in. And worst case scenario, I give a little jounce to the rear with the wheels on the ground, see if it'll help pop them in place. But I've heard so many great reviews about it. Even Jason from Auto Edits swears by these. So you know what? I'm going to give them a chance. Not too bad. You can order them from Metal Cloak's website for $89.99. I'm not plugging anybody. I am not sponsored by anybody. Let me make that clear. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to sell for anyone. Again, being in automotive one way or another, whether it be a speed shop, an off-road shop, regular repair spot, I do not use anything I won't trust or put in my hand. Just because I like something that looks like on the internet or whatever it is, I'm not going to buy it. But if I put it in my hand, I feel the quality. I got some good study on it. I got some testimonials. And I've done my research, which I love doing research. I've been in education for a long time. And most of you know I'm an IT guy, and I won't do anything without looking it up. I've got some faith on it. I'm going to give it a chance. All right, and last but not least, let's go ahead now. I'm definitely stepping away from suspension. I just had to show these off because I'm so proud of them. I went ahead and I ordered myself the Metal Cloak ductile iron differential covers. Dana 30 in the front, Dana 44 in the back, and they did come raw. I had to paint them myself, and this is my paint job. I'm gonna leave them in the bag. Please excuse me for that. I'm not ready to install these yet because I'm doing a big trip this weekend. I'm not gonna start to disassemble and look for leaks while I'm supposed to be out. I'm taking off about 2 hours from here for a trail ride and some camping over the weekend. So I'm not gonna mess with these just yet. This will wait till I get back. But I went ahead and picked up these ductile cast iron diff covers, which, man, they look great. I love them. So I can't wait to put these on. All right. So let's see what else we got. They do come with all the hardware. They do come with sealant silicone, so you don't have to worry about a gasket. You know, if you seal it good enough, you really don't have to worry about a gasket. Ain't nothing but a simple, you know, spread it, make it even. Make sure you torque all of your bolts at the appropriate foot-pounds, and you should be all set. But I think that's it for my unboxing of the 4-inch lift kit with all the additional parts I'm using to complement the suspension lift kit. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Don't forget, coming soon, we have www.defiantjeep.com. Don't forget to join us or subscribe to us on all our social media websites there, whether it be like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and any other follows. You'll see that in the screen below. And again, don't forget to join us at desertwranglers.club. We love to see you on the trail. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, there you have it. Before I let you go, I did forget to mention one thing. Along with the lift kit, and you know, when you're lifting a vehicle, it's expected you're going to go with a bigger tire. To disclose everything, I plan to go with a 37-inch tire. Right now I'm running a 33. And that's a 33 on 17 by 9.5-inch wheels on a stock height Jeep. So that other 4 inches can make enough clearance for 37s and still have some flex. And to complement the change of tire size, because math takes a whole part of everything. Now we're talking about tire diameter. Now we got to talk about gear ratios.
And something that I don't have here, only not only because I don't have the parts, I don't have the knowledge or the skill set, or even a location on where to do gears. I'm actually going to sublet that to someone else. So I'm going to have that installed at a local off-road shop, whether it be like Off-Road Warehouse or Fobo Parts, or whoever's out there that's got a competent technician, knows what he's doing at a reasonable price. But I'll get to that as soon as I can after the lift is installed. And definitely, of course, if I'm going to go to the bigger tire and change the gears, don't forget some kind of programmer or a taser, or at least the re-gear for the speedometer. You need something so the computer doesn't freak out and put you in limp mode, because that's exactly what's going to happen if you don't change something there along with your gears. Now, as far as gears, again, because I'm just an overlander, I'm a trail rider. At the same time, Defiant's my daily driver. So I've decided I'm going to go with 488 gears. I'm still going to keep it streetable without, overhogging the torque on that thing. As far as the type of locker, I'm leaning more towards the Detroit True Track or the Spartan helical gear. It's comparable to the True Track. Spartan is it comes out from the same people that put out Yukon. I forgot what it's called. Dang it! But it's the same company from Yukon that puts out the Spartan. So I can lean in either direction. More than likely, I'm going to go with the Spartan because the unit itself is about $100 less than the Detroit. But yeah, I think that's what I wanted to add in here because I didn't want to leave you all without giving you all the details of what I plan to do with Defiant. A few more items going on, like let's say a throttle body spacers to see if I can get a little bit more torque out of that. But I'll talk about that in another video. All right, and one more thing, and then we'll let you go. Go ahead and take a look at revkit.com. Revkit.com is a social media platform for your Jeep, truck, or whatever rig you have. You can actually post pictures, list all kinds of neat parts that you have on your rig, and it'll definitely help out somebody with ideas if you're looking to help out somebody, or just let them take a look at your build. Remember, your Jeep is yours. You made it your own. Why not share it? I think it's a good idea. You can find my page on there as well at revkit.com/defiant. But you can go ahead and create a profile. As I mentioned, you can load up all your pictures, add details or whatever detail you wish to disclose about your rig, um, and just have fun with it. I love sharing my parts. If everybody asks me what do I got, I love to show it. I'm very proud of Defiant and how I've built it so far, and I hope you are too. So go ahead and take a look at it. See you on the trail.
All right, so we're going to take a look at RevKit for a second here. Let's go revkit.com. I'm going to go ahead and sign onto that screen. Now, RevKit.com, what it is kind of a social network or Facebook for your Jeep or truck or whatever you wish to post on here. All you have to do is create an account. Uh, Once you get to the website, it's going to take you to this sign in or login page. I'm sorry, sign up or login page. But before you do that, you can scroll down. And what this is you have profiles of vehicles here. So instead of like trying to chase somebody and say, hey man, I really like your rig, what do you got on there? That kind of thing. What's the part called? You know, People that create accounts on this, they're gonna go ahead and list their vehicle and all the fun stuff they have done to their vehicle, whether it be a Jeep or a truck or some kind of SUV. Anyone who's created an account here is strictly for that. That's what RevKit's all about. You go ahead and list your rig. You list all the goodies that you've added to your vehicle. Wheels, tires, lift kit, intake, exhaust, anything for the interior, armor, like you name it. In fact, we can take a look at mine for a second because I've done that also. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click the login button. It's going to pre-fill for me since I already have everything saved, and log in. Alrighty, and this is probably the most current picture of Defiant. That brings me to another thing, that when you create an account, you'll actually get your own URL. As a matter of fact, let's go up over here to the top left where it says revkit.com/dashboard. And this is my garage. So from there, if I click on my vehicle, take a look at the URL one more time here at the top left, it has now changed the name to Defiant, which is the name of my vehicle. I've listed a whole bunch of pictures,
and all kinds of parts and anything I've added to my Jeep, along its development in between stages, of course. But it gives you a nice little profile of everything you create on there. If anybody's interested in, figuring out, wanting to know about my Jeep, it's right here. Of course, any other vehicle, you'll find it on RevKit. Um, but that's it. There's nothing to it, and you can see from these other pictures I went from stock to adding stuff as I went along. Um, and I just like to keep the progress of it. But yeah, go ahead and click on the revkit.com, sign up for it, create an account, create a profile, and start listing all your goodies if you wish to share them. I hope this has been good for you. I just wanted to share this to make sure that you have a little bit more information on where to find a cool rig or any ideas for any of your build.